So, I'd like to welcome everyone today to this meetup. I would like to invite Mr. Kanish Bernard, so Joseph Kanish. So, he was our 2022-23 candidate. Okay, so most of the time he attends all our meetups. He was a former data science aspirant, and then he was a DevOps aspirant as well. I think right now, first he was, and now I think he is NDT. Yeah. So he will share his experience. You can ask a lot of questions.
So I think obviously women take a lot of breaks after maternity and all, but I'm not sure how many men have taken a proper professional break. I took one, and initially I finished my college in the year 2018 and joined a startup-based product organization. Joined as an SQL developer, 2018 batch. Then I can speak in Tanglish.
Yeah.
So 2018 la வந்து my first big break, got into a new job. So 2020 la வந்து I got to know about the data engineering pipeline and all. So I got so much interested, and I was like very clear I'm going to get into data engineering pipeline. Then only I got to know about one of my mentors. His name is Satish actually. He's my lead actually back then. Still in contact with him. He's my mentor also. So he was the one who suggested, okay, let's join Satish. There's a person called Mohammed in France. He's a really, really good coach. And that's when 2021 March I started. 2021 March 21st actually. So that was my first session. So I think that was the second phase of COVID, I believe, and it was a very, very good opportunity since work from home era. Usually, like we used to sit for 6 hours or 7 hours, even after work also. So back then I was around 22, 23 years old. And Karanta, when I finished my data engineering course, that's when I got into a very big break, which was so got into a proper data engineering pipeline. I had around 21 offers. 21 offers. Actually, it was all because of an ego between one of my finance senior vice presidents and me. So I was staying there for 4 years, and one fine day I went to office actually. So back then, obviously, you know how the leadership management speaks about other people. Right? So now, he said a very sardonic amount of a comment about me. I took it very personally, and I thought, okay, you know what? The title for first level, let's say, company, top managers or company, I'm gonna get my offer so leader. I got all the possible service companies and product companies offers back then into the picture because it was booming back then. Got into Comcast. Before I went out of my organization, I went to that same person. I told him, you know what, I got into this opportunity. Company I said, companies offer and I'm going out on a 200% hike and I went back. And it was very smooth for 1 year, 1.5 years. Back then, after a point in time, I felt it was so, I would say it's very monotonous kind of job, whatever I was doing. And I still remember most of the guys in the onshore actually. So, obviously, offshore workload used to be very lot because once we sit at 11 o'clock in the morning, we will go till 9 o'clock in the late evenings and all this stuff. But when you look into people working in onshore departments, they'll come at 8:30 and immediately they'll leave at 4:30, even though if critical issues happen around.
It's a common word.
I mean, like it's common to everyone, but there was this guy, one of the team leads actually. So I honestly do not know how he got into from onshore actually. So he was the one who maintains that Jira board and scrums and stuff. One fine day, looking at this work, I got so pissed out and I told him, you know what, go to this certain scrum master and sort out the Jira board and get back to listening. It triggered his ego a lot. Back then, after that, I was working on a very solo kind of a project where I had to develop and deploy at the same time and manage my Airflow pipelines. We got to a Kubernetes platform John said, I got to know SloopStash actually, and then immediately enrolled for SloopStash. Got to know about Docker, got to know about Kubernetes. I think we did Docker and Kubernetes for 3 to 4 months. It was a huge process for me. அப்பதான் வந்து I learned one big thing from you, which is writing in Evernote, writing down note takings and all that stuff. Over what you, whenever he takes up a session, I've seen him writing in different colors actually. He used to be parallelly writing in different colors so that we can understand it way too much better. So I think obviously much more than the DevOps platform to understand, listen and understand a problem, write it down into different segmentations will eventually solve 80 to 90% of the problem, and the 10% is all about the decision which you make. I understood, learned from it. And one fine day, whenever they end up having a scrum calls and during the agile scrum calls, I used to write out whatever people wrote, and then I try to link up from one statement to the other statement. Then one fine day, there was a huge problem in the GitHub strategy, branching level or GitHub strategy. But very flaw I found out actually. And I went to and I tried speaking to my manager, but my manager was not available, but the lead was available. The guy whom I said like the scrum code is not proper, you just go and check out and get back to us. Went to him and I told him this is the issue which is happening around. The implication will be so severe. And I tried to explain him the process, and he said, you know what, this is being developed by the architect in the US. Okay. I was like, okay. Quietly I moved out. Within 1 week, the implications happened. And then my manager came up to me and asked me, what can we do this? And I gave them a solution. Immediately it got resolved. And before the project was about to get over in 6 months, and then deployment, final production, the release our time, few of these leads and the other guys had planned to take me to a different team and bring in all the onshore people to the project so that after hypercare and after 6 months, this project will be rewarded with awards and activities so that the onshore people will get that credit for working in this project. Because the kind of project what I was working was purely based on PII abuse. For personal identity information or employee database, you know everything from first level and the L13th level and an employees, his history levels, his appraisal, whom he was working to, his social security number, his salary, including his salary also. Everything. I was so pissed out. Upon that, then only I called you actually. This is what initially I thought of asking him. The reason is because while you were working in Freshworks and DevOps was booming back then, one fine day he told us that something flashed inside me. So I quit my job. Within 5 minutes, I dropped my papers, which is what you told me. And I thought, okay, let's go and ask them. Because doing a master's degree in data science has been a dream for me since I joined college. But getting into a project-based organization somehow allured me to, okay, looking at this big money, okay, I think it is better that I start my work again. Then I'll switch over. I think that was a wake-up call for me, and I called him and told him I'm going to do this and start my preparation in masters and all. And he said, why do you want to do Mona? Then I said, I feel like I'm in a very comfortable zone. Then I think you were one of the big main reasons. And one fine day, I quit my job, literally. For a person who was making around, initially started my career at 30,000 as a SQL developer. And then after joining Comcast, it was like a 6-digit salary for me. First time in my life, I'm seeing 6-digit salary. I didn't know what to do. Literally, like what I did was, okay, let me save a lot of money as much as possible instead of me like squandering on some commodity which doesn't make sense to me. Saved a lot of money, and one fine day, I quit my job. Which means after that, you do not know what to do. But I was very clear, I'm going to do my GRE, I'm going to do my TOEFL, I'm going to upgrade for my master's in data science. I quit my job, and people till the last day, they thought, okay, out of excitement, he's quit his job. But deep down inside, they do not know I have a 7-digit figure in my bank account. Nothing was revealed because I was showcasing myself as if I'm going for a regular work and stuff. Deep down inside, they did not know the amount of inner work, whatever I did. And later, what I did was, okay, I'm going to start from the first. and it is going to be very different. Because when we were in colleges, we used to study before a day before exams for 7 or 8 hours. Since I've crossed 26 years old, we can't come up to that level. But instead of me breaking my heads for 6 or 7 hours, let me take 20 minutes a day. Start my day at 20 minutes every single day. Let me prepare for this examination. And then I got into data science. Apana வந்து Noorana was teaching about linear algebra, the statistics, the percentage, the basic levels of calculations. It was literally like a blessing in disguise for me. Okay, so I'm going to work out today about statistics பத்தி நான் பார்க்க போறேன், linear algebra பத்தி பார்க்க போறேன்னா, I used to write it down. Problems பார்ப்பேன், I used to write it down. அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் வந்து அப்படியே வந்து he used to quote பண்ணி எனக்கு காமிப்பாரு. So it was a literally like me like working hands on and then like getting to learn from Noorana was a like next level learning for me. So I took around 7 months and then every single day I used to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Every single day. Because I still remember I woke up on one Friday at 3 o'clock. I was just working out. My mom like tapped me and she said happy birthday to me. And I தெரியல எனக்கு என் பர்த்டேனே தெரியல எனக்கு ஆக்சுவலி சுத்தமா தெரியல. எவ்ரி சிங்கிள் டே சண்டேஸ் சாட்டர்டேஸ் ஒண்ணுமே தெரியாது. கிறிஸ்துமஸ் நியூ இயர் ஒண்ணுமே தெரியாது. காலையில எந்திரிக்க 3 மணிக்கு எந்திரிப்பேன் டு டெய்லி ப்ரிப்பேர், take a fitful amount of break, come back again, and I train for marathons actually. So that's how my life starts. 3 o'clock, 3:15 start பண்ணுவேன். Then until 4:30 I'll study. I'll go back to my training at 5 o'clock. 6:30 முடியும். திரும்ப I'll come back again. 7 o'clock I'll start, take a break, start my preparations again. ஒன்னொன்னா it was happening. After 7 to 8 months, GRE happened. 310 out of 340. It was அது முடிச்சுட்டு நான் வெளியில வரப்போ அப்படியே I was like, okay, something happened in Oppo. Then I got into TOEFL. I didn't like celebrate because there was another exam which was very important, which was TOEFL for me. TOEFL I got 110 out of 120, which was a very top score for me at that moment. And then I applied for schools. Apana vandu, that's when Trump came up with this plan of H1B where you have to pay 100K for every person, but he made a small riddle that a person who's into an F1 visa, which means a person who's into a student visa, if he is getting a job there, which means he may not have to pay for that amount, which was a really good thing for me. But back then, when I applied for universities and schools, I didn't get I didn't get the response because it happens during the month of May. Results will come during the month of May. And I was very confident, okay, this is going to happen for me. I was just very chill. Then only I came and gave you a first speech. One fine day, when I attended one of my nephew's wedding, who was younger to me, like 2 or 3 years younger to me, went for his wedding and I attended, and most of the relatives around, and they said, பார் எத்தனை பிடிச்சவன், 1 லட்ச ரூபா சம்பளத்தெல்லாம் விட்டுட்டு இப்போ வந்து சார் வந்து எம்எஸ் பண்ண போறாரு. That somehow got inside my ears because people like they are still trying to figure out, but I was very clear this is what I'm going to do. Then one fine day I just went and told my mom, you know what, mom, I'm going to start my preparations again. I'm going to apply for work until things get sorted out. Because first person was earning 4 LPA, then I got switched over to 14, and then my final payout amount was 15.5 LPA. Everyone said you had a 1 year break. Everyone said 14 months of break. For a man to take a 14 months of break, no one would accept that. For our company, but I was very confident, okay, let me try again. So every service companies, whatever I've applied, everything I'll clear. But until the last minute during the client round, when they get to hear, okay, this guy has 1 year of break, I'll finish the code and give it to them and explain them the concepts, everything step by step. At last, they look at the resume and say, tell me, like, did you update it to present? Why is it 2024? I'll tell them this, I had a professional break and this is the reason why I'm not able to get into it. No, they'll come, so okay, we'll get back to it. So later, they'll tell them, you know what, he's doing well, conscious well, but we can 1 year break. Every single place, I still remember one of the product-based companies located in Velachery. It's a Canadian-based company. Final round வந்து நான் அங்க கூட்டிட்டு போயிட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் முடிச்சுட்டு when they got to know that I had a 14-month career gap, they said இல்ல நமக்கு செட் ஆகும். I still remember coming out of that office, because I tried every possible combination. And out of the blue, NTT happened. ஒரு புக்கு படிச்சிருப்பாங்க ஓல்டு மேன் இந்த சீன்ட்டு there is a guy there is a very old fisherman every time there is a little boy who goes along with him they say you know what this fisherman is very unlucky and don't go with him ஒரு fine day வந்து this little boy's father and his mother would tell don't go with him he is not getting what he wants he சொல்லிட்டு that fisherman will go to the sea. One fine day, he find an 18 feet tuna which will get caught. And ஒரு வாரம் வந்து அந்த இதுல இருந்து ஸ்ட்ரகிள் பண்ணி எப்படி வெளியில எடுத்துட்டு வந்தான்ற மாதிரி ஸ்டோரி தான் அது. அதே மாதிரி எனக்கு NTT happened. NTT called me and they said, you know what, there is an offer. We are not willing to disclose it to you. It is going to be tough, but trust me, it's worth it. First 2 rounds was a piece of cake for me. Just a piece of cake for me. And they called me, and one of the managers in NTT called me, and like teams around there, they said, "Why do you want to get into a service company? Because your history is full of product-based companies. Why do you want to get into a service-based companies, Nona?" I said, "I need a chance for me to get back into this industry." And okay, we'd like to promote you next level. There will be another 3 rounds of interview. Which they mentioned, it is an investment-based company. I'll tell you the company at the last actually. So, 3rd round was from that investment-based company. It is located from 10 minutes from this place only. 1 hour, trust me, it was one of the best interviews I've ever attended till date. And I got into my manager's round actually. The manager asked me like, what happened? Why did you have to take that break? I gave her a very sensible answer because every person needs to rest for a little bit more so that he can sustain for a very long time. That 1 year taught me how to manage my finances, how to look at life at a very different situation. Because every one of us are focused only on the results. But the process of us living every single day, I felt like we missed it. And then I literally understood that actually. I told that to her and during the final question, when she asked me, do you have any questions to ask? Obviously, we end up asking, how's the company? So, how much are they paying? How is the insurance? But I asked her only one question. How do you manage your stress levels during a critical situation, during a production issue, with your employees while they are working around? That hit her so hard. Like, she waited for 1 minute and she said, I never expected anyone to answer this question. இது வரைக்கும் இந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி கேள்வி கேட்டதே கிடையாது. ஒரு 6 years எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் உள்ளவங்க வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கிரிட்டிக்கல் சுச்சுவேஷன்ல உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் லெவல்ஸ் நீங்க எப்படி ஹேண்டில் பண்றீங்க, அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் லெவல்ஸ் வந்து உங்களுக்கு கீழே டெவலப்பர்ஸ்க்கு தெரியாத மாதிரி அதை எப்படி நீங்க ஹேண்டில் பண்றீங்கன்றப்போ she waited for a couple of minutes and then she answered. I don't know how to answer this question now. I got selected in the company. Final round, the HR said, Kanish, you are earning 15.5, right? We would like to give you 26. 60% hike for someone who took 14 months of break. 14 months of break, and it was Fidelity Investments. Literally, when for the last 2 to 3 weeks, not in the office I do not know how much people take it up, but literally, the universe will give you exactly what you exactly wanted. When 2022 obviously we learned. John sir spoke about Jenkins. CICD engine அவர் பேசிட்டு இருந்தாரு. அப்போ கடைசியா Jenkins was very interesting topic out of all the topics whatever you mentioned. அப்போ நீங்க ஒன்னு சொல்லியிருந்தீங்க, இந்த டூல் இந்த டூலை யாருக்கும் ப்ராப்பரா யூஸ் பண்ண தெரியலன்னு நீங்க ரொம்ப ஃபீல் பண்ணி சொல்லியிருந்தீங்க. அப்போ ரொம்ப ஃபீல் பண்ணி நீங்க சொன்னீங்க. ரொம்ப ஃபீல் பண்ணி சொன்னது ஜென்கின்ஸ் தான். ஆக்சுவலா இதை ப்ராப்பரா யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ண தெரிஞ்சவங்களுக்கு தான் இது வரும். மித்த கம்பெனிஸ் எதுக்குமே ஒழுங்கா யூஸ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க, ஒழுங்கா வராதுன்னு ஸ்கிராப் பண்ணிட்டு வேற எதுக்கு போயிடுவாங்க. அப்போ I decided, you know what, I should work in this Jenkins. Somehow I need to get an opportunity. Comcast it was not correct. I went to Fidelity. I was put into as a data role that they put me. When I went to that organization, my manager called me and she said, will you work in Jenkins, Joseph? Yes, give me. I was like, literally like ரொம்ப நாள் ஆசை என்னன்னா ஜென்கின்ஸ்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம் இந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி இல்லையே பட் somehow I thought okay somehow this I need to work on this கரெக்டா யூனிவர்ஸ் gave me after 4 years இப்போ வந்து literally I'm into infra right now after 4 years I'm literally starting the process of unlearning and relearning things is somewhat which is what will make a person to the next level literally வந்து settle ஆகாம okay how do I get to unlearn whatever I've learned and to relearn again I think it is a really interesting process learn to make a lot of failures write it down and try to backtrace it actually so once you start to backtrace it where you went wrong literally you can just take yourself to the next level and obviously like life where there are two things right some things which you can control and some things which you can't control controllables are the ones where I had to finish my GRE I had to finish my TOEFL I had to prepare an essay properly submit it to the people and then apply for an interview getting into a job uncontrollables are something which are the results whatever it be at the end of the day process is important learning to live every single day is what will make you a better person I think that 14 months talking single cell
So completed. So I want to ask you questions about it. So we had a discussion, I think probably by 2025. So you tried this masters in US and all that, so somewhat good. Okay. But that I believe that it will happen. It will happen in the future, definitely. Because you've given a lot of efforts into it. So you had an idea and dream about the coffee industry.
It is happening. I'm being very open about it. But at the end of the day, I told you already, before I took this break, I had a 7-digit figure of amount in my bank account. So to start that, only with dreams, I can't proceed further. Because with having zero balance amount and if you tell people I'm going to start this out, that's never going to work out. Let me get myself into a situation where I'm uncomfortable situation. Let me save that money so that I do not have to go and tell people that this is what it is. Because at my own amount, let me save my money, let me invest on that property, and then let me start very slow. Because if I have 10 lakhs in my bank account, I'm not going to completely put 15 lakhs or get it 5 lakhs from someone else and put it out. Let me take that 1 lakh, let me put it out, and let me experiment with a little amount of how much give and take. For me, it's all about give and take. So how much is the expense and how much is it what I'm getting is what I firmly believe. I much more than myself calling that I am looking rich, I prefer to tell people that I'm wealthy the concept. So like getting and like preserving wealth, I feel like is the ultimate thing.
So you still have that passion. Okay, that's a great thing. So yes, what he was
I'm a business family, so
what he was about to do is he has some kind of a passion to build something like a Starbucks. Is it something?
Coffee is kind.
Particularly.
Yes, it's not preferred first choice.
Yeah, he has that passion, but you are now trying to do that. Maybe in the longer future that will happen.
It will happen actually.
Okay, I just thought of it.
I wanted to cultivate one of the most rarest breeds of coffee, rarest of the rarest. Like now, if you ask me, okay, where do you find this avocado based mixed up coffee beans? They should say it's with Joseph. You can go and ask it with them.
So I thought you forgot that idea.
No.
We people will forget. But anyway, he's not preferring first choice. Already he's wasting a lot of time. That's why I'm telling.
No, it is not wasting. Actually, as I told right in the beginning,
No,
we may do a lot of things in life. As even she also told that we may do a lot of things. Certain things will happen immediately. Certain things will take time. Certain times you have to do some kind of a restart.
Exactly.
So Maybe we have a proper goal and all that, but after some point in time, there are things we can't control things in the world.
Exactly.
So that will affect us somewhat. And so there will be some delays, but it will happen. Okay, so
Trust me, every person who goes through a career break and gets back again, you will start to appreciate every little things in life. Instead of thinking about what will happen at the final, every single day you start enjoying this process because every time whenever I go to the office, whenever எனக்கு அந்த ஐடி கார்டோட பேட்ச் மாட்டிட்டு போறப்போ அவ்வளோ ஹாப்பியா நான் போவேன். அவ்வளோ ஹாப்பியா நான் போவேன் நான். Even though obviously it pays me well, Comcast did pay me a really good amount of money, but I was not appreciating the amount of salary or whatever was happening which was life was giving me. But now, literally, like, I'm not sure whether you guys have seen a film called Dara, where Kavin says, லைஃப்ல சின்ன சின்ன விஷயங்கள்லாம் நீ டிசைட் பண்ணு, என்ன சாப்பிடுறது, என்ன ட்ரெஸ் போடுறது, என்ன வேலை செய்யறது, யார்கிட்ட பேசுறது எல்லாமே. ஆல் தீஸ் லிட்டில் திங்ஸ் வில் காம்பவுண்ட் இன்டு a bigger picture. பெரிய பெரிய விஷயங்கள்லாம் லைஃப்ல டிசைட் பண்ணு. That's how I am. Whenever I go to office, literally the day before itself, I'll start planning. Okay, what am I going to wear tomorrow? What am I going to eat? What am I going to do my work? How am I going to manage my work? And how am I going to manage my break times? What am I going to eat? What am I not? Like whom do I need to reach out to? So what are the tools which I need to learn every day? So I think little things, some of little things will compound over the course of time, and that is what will define you at the longest stages. Is what I believe.
okay, good. Just that question. Very good.